I can't say enough good things about Harbor House and what they do to help change people's lives, to get them focused on the future thinking. What could your life be without addiction?
Harbor House was started in 1966 as just the dream of a few businessmen in Fort Smith to have a place for mostly sufferers of alcoholism to have a place to get treatment. And they pooled their money and hired someone to kind of oversee it, and that was the beginning of Harbor House. In 2011, Harbor House merged with what was then Gateway, which was a women's facility, to become a comprehensive men's and women's treatment facility. Each will accommodate about 25 to 28 residents. We've been fortunate to be able to receive money from United Way that enable us to provide residential treatment to a small population that absolutely has no other way of obtaining treatment. They're not eligible for Arkansas state money, they don't have private insurance, and so the United Way is very helpful in that regard.
The Harbor House gave me a place here in Fort Smith that I could seek the help that I didn't know that I needed for probably a long time. I feared having to go someplace far off. I knew that I had an addiction. I knew that I had a problem drinking, and I needed to address that, and I needed to talk to somebody about it. And that's to the extent of it. That's all I really knew. The counselors there at Harbor House, they had the right words. I'm a man of many words, and it's nice sometimes to hear other people say them, certainly when they're coming to you. Being kind of in the media, I've had to work with the United Way, so I was pretty familiar with kind of what their model is and kind of how they do it. Until you are a patient or a client of an organization that is truly affected by the generosity of United Way, you don't really truly appreciate it until you've been there. That's how I feel. So kind of being in that realm and seeing what those funds actually do, what that money actually does firsthand is a pretty cool feeling. So the day I left Harbor House, I wrote a note to all 4 of the counselors that had a direct effect on me. I wrote them all the same exact note. It says, on this date, I want you to text this number and ask me how I'm doing with my sobriety. The date that's on that letter is the exact 1 year to the day that I will be 1 year sober. And I do fully expect to get 4 text messages that morning. So that's what I can still count on from Harbor House. I know they're there. I know they're there for me. I know they're there for many others like me. And that's a cool feeling. You know, you're not in this alone. We are truly all in this together, and having Harbor House in my corner, couldn't be happier.
I could be dead. I was addicted to heroin and methamphetamine, and I was pregnant. I had recently moved back here from San Francisco, California, and lost, hopeless. Thankfully, I was arrested and put in Sebastian County Drug Court, and Drug Court actually offered me to go to treatment. And so when I went into treatment, I didn't go willingly. I was kicking and screaming and in handcuffs, and it actually ended up being the best thing ever for me. Harbor House gave me skills that I needed to function. Not only did it help me, it was more than just staying clean off of heroin and methamphetamine. They taught me how to be a person, to be a citizen, to be loving and kind and nurturing. Counselors were phenomenal. They truly cared. Not just the counselor, but all the staff, the support staff, the cook, everyone. The clients that were in there with me, you know, we were all supporting one another, and on bad days, and there are definitely bad days in treatment, we had each other's back and support one another and remind each other that we could do it. And so with United Way dollars and with the help of the treatment center, I became a, productive member of society, an employee. I've actually, given my heart and soul and dedicated my life to Harbor House to give back. I've been there for 14 years and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Today, life looks like just full of hope and all the bells and whistles. I really, truly would have shortchanged myself had I made a list when I first got clean of everything I wanted out of recovery. I'd have shortchanged myself. I didn't know that life was this good. God is amazing.
Treating addiction is very important to our community, to our society, to families. And you know, at Harbor House, we take a tremendous amount of professional pride in having people come through the program and have stories like we've heard today with Tabitha and Ram, who have their life back on track. They're raising wonderful children, they're contributing to society, and so there is a fulfillment that comes from being a part of Harbor House, whether as employee or as CEO, that certainly has no monetary value, but it's unbelievably rewarding.